This is Chapter 19, Section 1, Studying Viruses and Prokaryotes. Key concept. Infections can be caused in several ways. Main idea. Viruses, bacteria, viroids, and prions can all cause infection. Bacteria are everywhere, including in and on your own body, such as the bacteria that live in our digestive tracts. The relationship between you and the microorganisms in your body is usually mutually beneficial. Under certain conditions, however, normally harmless microorganisms can cause disease, and some types of microorganisms are particularly nasty. They always make you sick. Main idea. Viruses, bacteria, viroids, and prions can all cause infection. You are probably familiar with terms like virus and bacteria, but you may not know exactly what they are. A virus is an infectious particle made only of a strand of DNA or RNA surrounded by a protein coat. Bacteria, on the other hand, are one-celled organisms that can also cause infection. Any living organism or particle that can cause an infectious disease is called an infectious agent or pathogen. You have learned that all living things share certain key characteristics: the ability to reproduce, to use nutrients and energy, to grow and develop, and to respond to their environments. They also contain genetic material that carries the code of life. Prokaryotes, such as the bacterium shown on the screen here, are clearly living things since they each have the traits of life. But are viruses living things? Like living cells, viruses respond to their environment. Viruses have genes and can reproduce. Unlike cells, however, viruses cannot reproduce on their own. Instead, they need living cells to help them reproduce and make proteins. Viruses are also much smaller than most cells, as you can see on the screen here. While viruses have key traits similar to living cells, they also have many differences. In fact, viruses are not even given a place in the Linnaean system of biological classification. A viroid has even less in common with living things than do viruses. Viroids are infectious particles that cause disease in plants. Viroids are made of single-stranded RNA without a protein coat. They are passed through seeds or pollen. Viroids have a major economic impact on agriculture because they can stunt the growth of plants. At the boundary between living and non-living, perhaps the strangest entity of all is the prion. A prion, or prion, is an infectious particle made only of proteins that can cause other proteins to fold incorrectly. When proteins misfold, the protein will not work properly. Prions are unusual in that they are infectious, yet have no genetic material. They play a part in certain diseases of the brain, such as mad cow disease, known to scientists as bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE. Humans may become infected with BSE when they eat meat from animals that are infected. Food safety laws in the United States, however, try to reduce the risk of infection. Another disease known as CJD, or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is another brain disease that affects humans, is also associated with prions. Prion diseases can incubate for a long time with no effect on their host. However, once symptoms appear, they worsen quickly and are always fatal, because the body has no immune response against a protein. This has been Chapter 19, Section 1, Studying Viruses and Prokaryotes. Key concept. Infections can be caused in several ways. Main idea: viruses, bacteria, viroids, and prions can all cause infection.